What's going on, guys? Tony Ivanov here with another day trading video lesson, and today I'm going to tell you guys about how I made 670 bucks, well, exactly 667 bucks while traveling. I'm currently in Cabo San Lucas right now. I came here on Monday morning. I planned this trip on Sunday night, so it just goes to show the freedom that day trading can give you. I planned this on a moment's notice. Didn't have to call in sick, didn't have to ask for vacations for anyone because I work for myself. I just turned 22 years old on Monday, and I've been having a great time here in Cabo. Let me just have you guys look at this view real fast. Have the blinds closed because right now my camera's going crazy with the white balance and stuff. I'm trying to get my tan on, but it's not easy when you're Russian, but I'm trying to get as tan as possible. Sorry that right now I look so white. It's actually not this white. It's because the camera's messing up. Like you can see, it gets a little bit darker, but oh well. Anyways, okay, so here's my profits on the day. I was wrong. 677 bucks and 84 cents. And here on this trade on SNGX, I was actually up unrealized $1,000, but then I got robbed after the halt because of the market orders. I'll go into that in a second, but yeah, so I basically bought SNGX. I bought 1,000 shares on the break over pre-market highs. Now this is a pattern that we've used back in December and February when we had the low float mania, and it seems like that low float mania is back in action. You know, with SNGX today, CALI yesterday, AMTX, the list goes on and on and on. We're having these plays where they just explode with volume right at the morning, and they all have the same thing in common. They're low floats. So we're no longer able to use the pullback of the first pullback on these morning spikes because they don't have any pullbacks. They just start to run immediately. So now we're going to rechange our plan and go back to another pattern that has proven itself to be consistent, but only in times of these low float mania type spikes. So you buy the break over pre-market high. So with SNGX, now with this stock I could have made a bunch more money. I only bought 1,000 shares. My account is over $30,000 now, so you know I could have bought 10,000 shares or just 5,000 shares, but I was being conservative. I didn't want to be too greedy, but you know, if I bought 5,000 shares, I could have made just around $5,000 in a matter of 6 minutes. So I bought 1,000 shares at $2.53. And by the way, with these type of plays, don't try to use limit orders. These just move way too fast, so you need to use market orders. So yeah, I bought 1,000 shares of SNGX at $2.53, and because we've been having these massive runners, you know, my main plan was to hold until we had the halt. Because if we look back at like CALI yesterday, CALI did the same exact thing. Once again, sorry about my voice. My nose is kind of stuffy, but not gonna stop working. Even though I'm still on vacation, that's just the way it goes. Have to hustle every single day, have to get out these video lessons for you guys because I want you guys to be able to make the same type of profits. Why isn't this zooming in properly? So here's CALI. You can see it's kind of the same exact thing here. I didn't play this one yesterday because I was sick. You know, my reaction times were really bad. I was sick this morning too, but not nearly as bad. But you can see CALI, once it broke over that whole dollar mark, it just exploded up, got halted, gapped up higher, got halted, and gapped up higher. So my plan was to get in pre-halt and sell into the gap up of the post-halt open. But on SNGX, after this one halted, it gapped down. You know, it was having a lot of trouble just regaining any volume. So after the halt, it was having a lot of trouble just regaining more volume to push up higher. There was just a ton of sellers, so I placed a market order to take half profits just in case. And when I placed this market order, it was hovering in the 340s, but for some reason, you know, the market wasn't being nice to me and executed me all the way down at $3.01. So that robbed me of a lot of my profits. And then eventually I sold the other half of my shares, got filled at $3.44 for a total of, like I said, $677 on the day. And after that trade, I really didn't want to trade anything else today because the main goal is just to take my money and run. I'm on vacation, so no need to watch the markets all day. So yeah, that was my trade on SNGX. We also had another halt type play on EARS, where this one was also halted. And with this one, I'm not sure why on this one we had the gap up after the halt, but you know, it happened, so people made money on this one as well. But you can see right now in this market environment, it doesn't matter what the overall market is doing, it seems like, because the penny stock market is just being so volatile. There's so much momentum and volume just flooding into these plays, and you have to just buy in once you see the right level 2 action. You have to see just a bunch of buying on these low floats and just buy in and always take your profits, and of course cut your losses whenever you are in the red. It is a bit harder to play these if you're a beginner because it is very scary since the prices move so fast. It's definitely not an easier type of thing to do. It doesn't rely on really any chart patterns. It more just relies on just volume and momentum. However, on SNGX, as one of my students pointed out, it would just change this to the daily chart. On SNGX, we had a nice little trendline break here. If you connect these points right there, once we broke over the 210s and then $2.50, it just really ramped up. And I had this trend line here from the past, 245. Let's see where that's from. That's the beautiful thing about E-Trade, is that whenever you do your technical analysis, it leaves all the lines, and whenever you look at it in the future, you can see, okay, this was past a resistance. So that's a very nice thing about E-Trade Pro, that I really recommend everyone to open up an account with E-Trade and use this software because it is really, really amazing. So yeah, SNGX was the one trade I made 677 bucks, and that's really it for today. So right now, it doesn't seem like we're getting too many of the plays that I call the Harry Potter play, where we have the first leg up, it pulls back, then breaks out higher, because there's just so much buying right at the market open, and you kind of just have to just find the low float that everyone's gonna move towards. And the way that we found SNGX was that I believe they had news. Let me double check that. So I believe they had news, and also it was popping up on Trade Ideas. So that was, yeah, they were granted the drug designation, so that's great news. It's all it needs to get some volume towards it. So hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. I know it's a bit quicker. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, and leave a subscription to be notified whenever I make future videos. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at TonyIvanov_. You can also look in the link down below. Just want to remind you guys too that I am still having my birthday sale on my mentorship program and my chat room. It's all 25% off. You know, you have to eventually invest in your education. People spend tens of thousands of dollars to go to college and get a degree that they don't even know is going to work. So, you know, it's worth it to invest in your education and invest in your future, because I want you guys to be able to travel like this and make money while you're traveling. This trip is paid off already, you know, with my trading that I've done this week. So I really recommend that you check out the program, because I have so many students in my mentorship program now who are making 100, 200, even 500 bucks per day, which is really all you need to be financially free. And of course, once you get better and better and better, you can move it up to thousands a day. It's all just the same exact thing. You just need to increase your sizing and your account, and you know, eventually you'll get to a point where you can be making 5,000 bucks a day. It's really not rocket science. It's all the same patterns. So I highly recommend you check out those two sales, because those are going to be ending this weekend, and I'm not going to extend it anymore. This was originally just a St. Patrick's Day sale, but because so many of you guys requested more time, I was willing to extend it for my birthday. So make sure you get on that, because there's some amazing deals. Links are down below. Thank you guys very much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.